What's good, family? What's good, family? It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. Want to holler at y'all. I'm going to say my last piece about this whole Terrence Crawford versus Spence fight, and I'm going to leave it there. But I need y'all to absorb what I'm going to say to y'all right now. As y'all know, I picked Terrence Crawford. Nobody saw it was going to be the one-sided ass when it was, but it was what it was. He beat him how I thought he beat him. I didn't think he would dominate the way he did. However, this is the thing that sticks with me throughout this fight. Why did we have to wait until Terrence Crawford is 35 years old to see him on this stage to show the world how great a fighter he is? You've had people such as myself who said for the longest, Terrence Crawford is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But because he didn't fight for PBC, and PBC has most of the best welterweights, he didn't have the consistent competition to put himself up against to show that. Errol Spence did. He fights for Showtime, PBC, and the best welterweights are on that network. So he's had the top talent in the division to fight up against and show the world who he is. When Bud Crawford was at junior welterweight, he had the top talent was over there, top rank. So he had access to those fighters. That's what boxing has become now. No matter what weight class you are you signed to a television network that has the top fighters so you get access to fighting them? This is why Demetrius Boo Andre has a hard time getting fights. On top of the fact that him being a very dangerous opponent, him having a hard time getting fights. That's one of the reasons why Jamal Charlo has a hard time getting fights. But y'all got to understand the history behind this. This was the biggest fight in the welterweight division since Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather in 2015. This was built as being like catching two guys in their prime, like Leonard and Hearns. You gotta understand something. When Tommy Hearns and Ray Leonard first fought in 1981, Tommy Hearns was 23, Ray Leonard was 25. Bud Crawford is 35, Errol Spence is 33. And I'm going to show you how this fight should have been done a long time ago. That fight with Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao was 2015. Now, Bud, for a long time, was on top rank. Who else was on top rank? Manny Pacquiao. The reason why you haven't seen these guys at this kind of a stage, because normally in boxing, there's a saying in boxing, and I respect it: retire from boxing, don't let boxing retire you. And you see someone like Andre Ward went out on top. And I respect that. Joe Calzaghe, he went out on top. I respect it. But normally what happens is the primetime guys, they fight who's next. And that's how who's next gets on that echelon. How did Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao get on that echelon? By fighting Oscar De La Hoya. That's how they got there. By fighting Oscar De La Hoya. And neither one, more so Floyd than Manny, did that for the next generation. Because Floyd, after Manny, he took one more fight against Andre Berto. He wasn't trying to fight Spence. Not happening. Manny Pacquiao, they both was on top rank. When he came back from his shoulder surgery, he had to wait 5 years to get Floyd Mayweather. Finally get it. Fights Floyd with a torn rotator cuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not my opinion. This actually happened. Because he got the surgery right after and the 9 months recovery that comes along with it. After that, he had a tune-up fight. He wasn't trying to fight Bud Crawford. This is fact. Second he became healthy, the talks was for him to fight that young monster coming up in Bud Crawford. He was not trying to fight Bud Crawford. Why? Because he wanted to stay clean in hopes of getting a rematch with Floyd. And we all know Floyd don't fight you when you're at your best. He found that out the hard way. Because he wanted to stay clean, hoping a rematch with Floyd. That wasn't going to happen. Canelo tried that. Did Canelo ever get a rematch? Not going to happen. No matter how many wins Canelo had. Didn't matter. So, Bud never got that opportunity. And the top fighters are not on that division. When you see that video from 2018, people, that was the video of 2018, I believe it was in Omaha. And you see the respect that them two have for each other. Yeah, they talking a little spicy, but it was respectful. There was no inviting to the Frank and none of that crazy shit. They was able to stand there, no security. Spence had a couple of people. He had a bro or two there with him. And they could speak respectfully as fighters. Look, you want to make this happen? I want to make this happen. Let's make this happen. That was 5 years ago, people. 5 freaking years ago. Boxing needed this fight. That fight was 5 years ago. How long did we wait for Floyd and Manny? 5 years. How long we had to wait for Spence and Crawford? 5 years. Why? Everything is splintered because of the television networks. Each promoter has a television network with them, and they want to protect their golden goose. Everybody's trying to protect their own. Even when one side is with it, the other side isn't with it. And this is the thing that is hurting boxing. This past Saturday, boxing got what it desperately needed. The only thing that could have made it better is, of course, that the fight was more competitive. But got it what it desperately needed. They got to see the fight that they've been craving to see, and got a great and amazing performance where everybody is still stunned by what we saw. So much so now everyone's starting to question, damn, what if we would have seen this 5 years ago? And that was my concern, not for Spence, but for Crawford, because Crawford's older. That was my concern. Like, damn, maybe Leonard Ellerby and PBC are trying to wait Bud Crawford out, wanting to get a little slower, get a little older, and then we'll fight him. Hence how Floyd said that verbatim about Vasily Lomachenko with Tank Davis. Make the fights that need to be made. Right now, they need to be figuring out how to get Tank Davis in there with the winner of Devin Haney-Pregoris. And if Shakur Stevenson as soon as he fights at 135, make that fight happen with Tank Davis. At 140, if David Haney wins, make that fight happen when what the fuck is his name? The Honduras kid. I'm losing his name right now. He just beat Josh Taylor. Make the fights that boxing needs to see. The fans want to see it, and what you're going to see with these numbers, the fans are going to support it. AJ has made the attempts with Deontay Wilder. You take care of business against Dylan White, try it again. Make the fight with Deontay Wilder. These are the fights that boxing wants to see. These are the fights that boxing needs to see. Make these fights happen. Tyson Fury, I know you're going to fight Francis Ngannou, get your money. As soon as after that, fight Alexander Usyk. Make the fights that boxing needs to see. The fans will support it. Make these fights happen. Shout out to Boxing Sweet Science Toothbrush Songs. It's 2.0. Shout out to Elusive 2.0. I told I was going to shout y'all out. I told I was going to ask y'all about this because this is what I'm left with this fight. Because we should have had this sooner. I've always felt like Bud Crawford would have won. And I'm glad now the world gets to see he's the best fighter in the world. I'm just stuck thinking, I'm just grateful because what if age crept up on him? And then he wasn't the same guy. Then what? This fight should have been done in 2018, 2019. Make the fights that people need to see. You've got so many young studs at 130, 135, and 140. Make the fights that people need to see. I mean, because like I said, when Ray Leonard fought Tommy Hearns for the first time, they were 25 and 23. Why are we waiting till guys are 35 and 33 to make the fights that we want to see? Make the fights happen. Just my take. It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out.